happening, everybody, man? Look, it's me, Realistic Randy, our boy SK. He taking some PTO tonight, so we gonna hold it down for the gang. You already know. Hey, look, I would say we're excited to talk Minnesota Vikings football, but there isn't much to be excited about. But either way, we got to show up and we got to talk about what needs to be talked about. That's the most important thing. We're gonna get to that right after this, y'all.
I say the same. I say the same. All right.
My guy, man, Randy, what's good with your Realistic Randy, man?
I don't know, man. I told you right before you hit the start the live stream button,
Yeah.
I was like, after yesterday's game, or actually even during yesterday's game, during it, I just lost it because I feel like I've held back a lot, especially this season, but certainly over the last almost 4 years now, where I've been trying to be nice about this whole situation as far as, all right, KOC play calling, you got to improve. Okay, that's not going to change. Okay, give it to Wes Phillips or somebody else or Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. I'm trying to hold out hope for certain players that you drafted, but we're not seeing much of or much production from. And the free agent signings that we got this past offseason, okay, he's starting to get it, except I guess the pro scouting department just did a really bad job on just how much level of talent that Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave still have in the tank. And it got to the point yesterday where after KOC did what KOC does, where Max Brosmer mind you, this is an undrafted free agent rookie in his first ever start. And discovering not only just the boneheaded call in real time that led to the pick six, but also realizing or reinforcing what I already knew, that KOC is a bad coach in so many different ways. But in this way, it's that he doesn't adjust his offensive game plan, his scheme based off the talent that he has. Because with Max Brosmer yesterday, should have ran the ball. JJ McCarthy, as it comes to find out, you should have adjusted your offense to the Michigan style when he was playing college football. And instead, he basically has the same system. And if you can't fit into it, well, then I guess we're all shit out of luck. There's nothing we can do about it. So I snapped, bro. I snapped. After that pick six, where it's like 4th and 1, just run the ball or take the points, and you decided to do your doohickey plays that you used to do or still do, but definitely used to do with Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold and even Jaren Hall, Josh Dobbs. Every quarterback you have, you treat it as if it's the same, but it's not the same. Everybody is different. That is part of coaching, not just play calling, which he does a shitty job at, but it's also adjusting the game plan based off of your personnel. To expect an undrafted free agent rookie in his first ever game to step in and make that type of play in crisis, down 3-0, you can tie the game and give him confidence the rest of the way. I have no doubt that he shot that man's confidence the rest of the game, and I fear that he may have already shot JJ McCarthy's confidence for the rest of his career. So I'm done. Fuck all these dudes. Fire everybody.
Hey, facts. And if you haven't checked out Realistic Randy's video, go check it out on his channel after the game, his rant after the game, where I think it's titled Fire Everyone. So you won't miss it. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's a watch. It's a watch, man. He hit on a lot of the key pieces that he just talked about just now. And I have to agree, man. Like, I mean, watching that game, it's to the point now where I'm just numb to it. Like, KOC definitely is losing the locker room. I just did a video, Randy, today, because last night during the post game show, we do the rant. I let people call in and get on screen and we talk. And then we go listen to KOC's post-game presser. And as he was talking at the beginning, I heard him try to slip something past us. And it was, he was talking about the injuries. And then he was like, yeah, and then Josh Metellus and Jonathan Grenard, they didn't finish the last drive, but it's not injury related. They got some other things going on. And I'm like, wait a minute. I paused it. I'm like, hold on, what the hell did he just say? So I rewinded and I'm like, yo, now this is the thing. Most people agree with my take on it as far as I don't give a damn, bro. Like, listen, you quit. All right. Cause like I played sports and you don't get off the field until the last whistle blows. And another thing that I want to touch on with that is, bro, those two guys, no veterans, not just them. This has never happened where we've heard that vets just take the last drive off, regardless of what the score is. I don't care if you're getting beat 50-0. No, them motherfuckers probably went out there and said, man, I'm sick of this shit, man. And they walked off the field and said, man, I ain't going back in. Like, that's probably what actually happened, because that to me is a sign of that's the beginning of the end right there. That's a sign. You're losing. This dude is starting to lose the damn locker room. Justin Jefferson. I mean, it is pitiful watching Justin Jefferson out there, man. I mean, I feel bad for him. We got a lot of fans that, well, we could trade him and he's trade bait and this, that, and the third. Man, Justin Jefferson does not deserve what the fuck he's getting right now. Like, he just doesn't, bro.
It's facts.
You have a heart. You got to feel bad for what Justin Jefferson is going through. And, that leads into this, Randy, because we just got the news today about Adam Thielen, right? And I was taking a shower before the show and I was thinking, in the shower, that's where you lock in. You feel me? Like, I'm like, man, let me lock in real quick and think about this whole Thielen shit, right? Because I was one of those people who I wanted Adam Thielen. I was like, bro, go get him. You want to know why? Because I felt like on crucial downs, because I felt we were going to be competitive and be in games towards the end of games. And, you got third down and you need, I was always advocating he's coming in to be the third wide receiver that's going to be a possession type wide receiver for us. He isn't going to be Adam Thielen from 2017 and it's not going to be that Thielen. It was going to be specific, right? But as I look at the entirety of how this team has been operating on the offensive side of the ball, bro, people want to diss Adam Thielen. And yes, I mean, he kind of quit on us. He's saying he won out, cool. But at the end of the day, when you look at this bullshit that his head coach is doing, I would want out too. This coach can't even utilize the best wide receiver in the NFL. Like, he can't even, you got Justin Jefferson with 2 catches for 4 yards. Let that sink in. The best wide receiver in the NFL, 2 catches, 2 for 4 yards. Bro, this shit, you can't make this shit up, man. So, yeah, Adam Thielen ain't getting no play. Yeah, he had a couple drops, but he should have been utilized differently. This whole offense has just been a mess from week 1. All right. There hasn't been a week where I felt like this shit was good. Even in the game that we blew out the Cincinnati Bengals, that was a defensive performance. Our defense scored 14 of those points. All right. So I don't want to hear no shit about this offense. Randy, I'm with you, man. Hey, I was a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side when it came to KOC, bro. Last night it solidified it. I'm all the way on it. We have to change. We have to cut the head off the damn snake, man. Let's get it, man.
It's like it's an insanity circle that this organization has performed for the last 4 years. And I don't want to see it happen again next year because it's clear nothing's going to change. From the front office, they don't know how to scout both at the pro and the college level. The GM barely hits on his drafts right now. The only players we can legitimately talk about as far as, oh, okay, that worked out or that's working out right now is Dallas Turner and Jordan Addison. And we're talking about out of 4 whole ass drafts. That's all we have to show for it. And then even if you luck up and get a good player out of a draft from the GM and he then gets sent down to the coaching staff, well, we just talked about and just realized that, especially on offense, KOC is going to coach what KOC wants to coach, and that's his style. And you got to make it work. As a player, you better figure it out. And that's just not good coaching whatsoever. So you get shitty draft capital or you get shitty draft returns. And even if those players turn out to actually be good, if they were to get drafted somewhere else. Unfortunately, this coaching staff will bring those players to the ground. You better be able to fit in this system in order to be successful here with the Vikings. And it's never going to change. We've noticed how they have drafted the scouting department, all these talking heads in the front office. Nobody has the balls to stand up and say, hey, guys, maybe we should go this route instead of the consensus route over here. Or in the case of KOC, he won't give play calling to anybody else. And he only calls one style of offense, and that's the vertical throws. And that's it. You better fit in that system. It doesn't matter if you're a first-year starter or a veteran. A veteran can maybe mask some of the issues of KOC, but certainly not Max Brosmer or JJ McCarthy, who needs all the help that they can, but KOC finds a way to sabotage it. That is the circle of insanity with this organization, and it's never going to change. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go into this offseason with everyone that's currently in charge still in charge. That's why I made a plea to the Wolf brothers, get ahead of it now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, all this shit you're seeing right now is going to continue. Talent you're going to keep forfeiting because you don't know how to scout, and then the coach doesn't know how to coach. So even in those off years where you get into the playoffs with a Kirk Cousins and a Sam Darnold, another part of KOC's flaw is that his team is never ready for big games, not one playoff win. You're not going to accomplish anything with anybody at TCO Performance Center. They got a clean house, because if they go into next year, all right, we'll run it back, things will be different. No, it won't. And it's already depressing as hell right now watching this game or watching this team game in and game out. What we got? They're 4-8. We got 5 more games of this shit. And then
this is one of them years we want it to be over, bro.
It just let it be over. But then if they do nothing, if they don't make significant changes in-house with the front office and the coaching staff, then we're going to have to sit here and come up with the greatest acting jobs as content creators and say, okay, I could see this maybe working out. When in the back of our heads, we know ain't shit going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's a fact, bro. Like this, I mean, going into this offseason, I'm already thinking about it and thinking about what the conversations are going to be, especially if the Wolves sit on their hands, which I got to say, Randy, I think that is what they're going to do. Like the reality is, the reality is we are going to have Kevin, the coaching staff and the GM, the front office, it's going to look exactly how it looks now going into 2026. I can almost guarantee it. Well, I will say this. I would say this. There may be a change, maybe in the offensive line coach, maybe special teams after they evaluate. Maybe they'll make a little move like that, something small, because somebody has to be the scapegoat, especially if this season continues to play out how it's been playing out. Oh yeah, somebody's going to be the scapegoat, but they're gonna make sure it's somebody who's a little under the radar. McDaniels, get him out of here. You know what I mean? Special teams, we felt like we need to go a different direction, something like that with the special team. They're gonna try to make this shit, try to sweep it under the rug. But the reality is the Wolves, we've seen, somebody talked about this. I seen this, and I wish I knew who talked about it on their show. I think it may have been Purple Daily, but they were talking about how Childress. I think Childress. I think we went to the playoffs. We were in the playoffs, and then he got fired that following year. So I mean, that's a good sign of, hey, the Wolves will pull the trigger if need be, right? They will pull the trigger right after. If somebody goes, though, let's just say if I had to guess, and they said, all right, either KOC or Kwesi is going to go, I think the Wolves are going to be more comfortable letting Kwesi go. I think they'll let Kwesi go before they let KOC go. That's just my opinion. And if I had to pick one, I think that I would rather do the opposite. I mean, I'm such a KOC guy, bro, but I think I'm so done because I understand, like you said, he's stubborn. He's not giving up play calling. If he does give up play calling, what the fuck do we need you for at that point? You know what I mean? Like, you a good talker? Hey, look, we got captains on the team that can talk and fire up the locker room before the game, and out there in the circle before the game. We don't need you for that. We need somebody Like once the taste is already sour in the mouth, man. For you to come out and we're gonna let Wes Phillips do the play calling now. Okay, cool. You guys to go there. You feel me? Like you guys we don't need you anymore. You came, you saw, you did not conquer, and your time is up here. And guess what? Somebody's going to be stupid enough to bring him on. He's going to get a job. You know that.
Great.
He'll get a job right away. They're
I'll
going to be
help
a
them
team
pack.
in the dumpster. Yeah, they're going to be a team in the dumpster, and they're going to be like, "Oh, KOC, a coach of the year. Oh yeah, let's go do it." And he's going to fuck them up. This is the thing, man. Real quick, Randy, is when I think about JJ McCarthy, because you said something earlier, and I was like, you know what, you absolutely right. And I was thinking about this when we drafted JJ McCarthy. Anybody who follows me when we were going into the season and we were talking about JJ McCarthy, what did I say? I said that the way Kwesi and them are building this roster, it looks similar to the Michigan football team. When you went out and you got Jordan Mason on top of already having Aaron Jones, and then you went and solidified that offensive line, I visioned that JJ McCarthy would be doing quick passes. He would be efficient on third downs, but yet we would control the line of scrimmage and run the ball and be a physical team, especially in his first year playing. And guess what? Kevin O'Connell has done the complete opposite. And this
Calling
shit is
plays for Kirk
crazy.
Cousins.
This shit
Kirk
is
Cousins
crazy.
offense for JJ McCarthy.
Bro, they fooled us, bro. They made it look like they were going to replicate what Michigan football looked like and what JJ McCarthy was comfortable doing. They fooled me. I'm gonna tell you, because it looked like it based off of the players we went and got. But nah, that shit's complete opposite. He has too much trust, bro. He thinks everybody's fucking Kirk Cousins.
I wouldn't pick one or the other between Kwesi and KOC. To me, they both need to be gone.
Yeah.
Like you can't leave. Both of them do a piss poor job at their execution at their job. Yeah. As far as executing their job, they are both horrible, that they both need to go. And it's something where clearly in 4 years they haven't had the aware. They talked such a big fucking game when they got hired, bro. When it was just like, we got to hold ourselves accountable and we are just like everyone else. And if whatever it takes, we want to ultimately win. Well, what the results have shown is that you don't want to do anything that you need to do or everything that you need to do to win games. You want to do things your way at the expense of the possible success of the team that you fucking work for.
Yeah.
Now they both need to go. And if Justin Jefferson, if he ends up going somewhere else, I don't blame him. I don't blame him if he asks for a trade. Everybody, and it's not just him. The whole fucking team looks despondent. None of them looks like they want to be out there. And then and KOC is just so dumb that he doesn't see any of that. And he's like, everything's fine. I just got to work on some things here or there, whatever. He says the same shit every single post game conference. Every single one. And so, like, I wouldn't. Letting one of them go is one thing, but it doesn't solve the problem. Because you need someone that can draft and you need someone that can coach. And at that coaching level, this team is weak. They are soft. They're not ready for football. These teams that they play, man, I watch all these other games out there and I watch how physical they are, both on the offensive and defensive lines, even in the secondary. And I just think to myself, B-Flow, he's doing a good job, but it's like he can't do everything. If this was like a complete team, physical on both sides of the ball, then we're set. But we're not. KOC is a soft head coach, and this team is a reflection of that.
Yeah, and no, I'm with that. I'm all on board about getting rid of both. I feel like, if you get rid of one, you got to get rid of both for sure and clean the crib. We got to clean the crib. I know Barbara said let Wes Phillips need to go too. Hell yeah, they all need to go. Like, you don't really need to keep anybody that Kevin O'Connell brought with him or that he went out and hired, right? Like, everybody got to go. And to me, I like Brian Flores. I know people are saying, promote Brian Flores and let him be the head coach. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. We just would have to see, okay, because with Brian Flores, now we're just going to be relying on him to go and hire the offensive coordinator. So I don't really know what his friend group is because when you think about the NFL and how it works, it's all just like a little friend group, buddy group. Like who does he have a close relationship with that's an offensive coordinator, somewhere else where he can snatch them from where they're at. Like that's kind of how it works in the NFL when you think about it. These guys don't go out and get random motherfuckers. They get people that they've worked with in the past and they have some type of relationship with. So when I think about Brian Flores, I would have to go look and see like, oh, well, who was the offensive coordinator when he was in, New England, Miami, like what kind of names are floating around there? But I wouldn't be opposed to that. Would you be opposed to Brian Flores?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I
I
honestly
said I
would
know what
just
you
I
said
would
just
like
now.
I lo
Like,
I
yeah,
would like for him to have to go through the process like everybody else. Like, what is
yeah,
your plan? Like,
yeah,
who would you bring on? And
right.
why do you think this is gonna be successful? Go over this roster. Tell
Yeah.
me specifically how you would use each player, both on
Mm,
offense and on defense. What are their strengths, their weaknesses, and whatever their weaknesses are, how will you address them to eliminate those weaknesses? I would want him to go through the process. I can do with or without, but to be honest, and it's not even his fault. I'm just so jaded by this organization as a whole
yeah.
that it's like, damn, anybody left over, even if they were good, I'm looking at them like, I don't know. I need
Yeah.
confirmation.
Yeah, and you know what? You got a point there too, where the whole culture thing that they've built might already rubbed off on him. And I would hate for him to get in the seat and then this shit continues to be looking soft. Like your defense might be doing good, but that's not enough right now. You know what I'm saying? And I even got to say, speaking of the defense, okay, I like Brian Flores. I respect what he does, but he lacks adjustment too, like making adjustments. Now he does it more than Kevin O'Connell does, but he still lacks it going up against good teams. Like I feel like he gets out coached, he gets out foxed a lot too. And his cornerbacks are soft as hell. I don't know what he's coaching them at defense when it comes to tackling, but we have to have some of the softest corners in the NFL, man. Like Isaiah Rodgers, I was screaming this the past couple weeks. I've been just saying, man, Isaiah Rodgers is soft, right? He can't tackle. And when I seen him tweet last night and say, man, that's on me. I got to start tackling better. I'm like, at least you acknowledged it, bruh. Because I know I wasn't going crazy watching you on TV and you sitting here and you getting stiff armed, you missing every single tackle. I mean, you miss every time. If it's Isaiah Rodgers and a receiver and they're one on one, that receiver is getting he's getting yak because Isaiah Rodgers ain't getting down. That and you can bet that. And that shit there is it's just it can't be happening, man. We need us a dog at corner, and I feel like we always scream that every year. The Vikings need a damn cornerback. Hopefully, one day we'll get somebody. Like hopefully one day, man. But there was a name on here, Randy, John Gruden, and I'm like, when I seen somebody comment that, and I'm like, I guess when you think about it, right? Because we like the Harbaughs of the world. Now people are like, hey, we should have went with Jim Harbaugh. Gruden is in that same type of pool, I guess. Old school, no bullshit. Gonna come out there, gonna get the team. I would definitely. I think he's on some type of suspension or something like that. I know something. Remember with the
The
racist
the
emails and
commanders
shit.
emails, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I know people would probably bring that back up after, but once he gets back in the spotlight as far as being able to get a coaching job. But you know what? At this point, I'm trying to win, right? Like I'm trying to win, and I think he's the type of guy that we may have to go back to, just an old school, no bullshit. He has a ton of connections because I think that's what's important too now that I'm noticing now that we're going through the KOC experiment is, you want a guy that's been around a long time that has connections with a bunch of people that he can just easily reach out and, hey, I want you to be my offensive coordinator. Hey, I want you to be my defensive coordinator. Hey, you're going to be the quarterback coach. Like, I mean, imagine what his contact list looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably is that he can build a good ass coaching staff for us. So which KOC was new. And I mean, obviously we saw what happened because his first option was fucking Ed Donatel for a defensive coordinator.
I wouldn't mind someone like that. I was actually trying to think who would you replace KOC with?
Yeah.
and all the names I could think of was just new guys, like coordinators that will come in and be a head coach for the first time. And it's like, you know what, man, if you say that you were able to replace the GM, you fire KOC, you bring
Yeah.
in some real talent, and technically you are what we thought they were for 2025 going into 2026, a team that's built to win now. Like, you need somebody that knows what it is that they're doing. Now, Jim Harbaugh would be great, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, that time has come and gone.
Yeah.
Gruden, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
I'd have to like think about other names too, but it's tough. It's tough. Like these coaching hires, they're just rotating. It's like a constant wheel that's spinning where a guy you thought, I mean, Lane Kiffin, like quit on his team, Ole Miss right before the playoffs start
I'm
to
telling
go
you,
to LSU. That's crazy to
that
me.
is crazy.
But it also happens
It's
in the
cutthroat,
NFL.
bro. It's
It
cutthroat.
is. So now
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, John Gruden, that's a name I'd be interested in, but like who else like would qualify? Not someone that needs to learn on the job, somebody
Yeah.
that knows how to do the job. And you can be a hard ass, but not too much of a hard ass because we had that with Mike Zimmer. Be a hard ass coach, be about playing football and physicality and whatnot, but also being able to connect with your players. I think
Yeah.
Gruden can do that.
Yeah.
Not sure who else though.
So a couple names that I seen going around, that I seen some Vikings fans talking about, which this one I totally do not agree with, is Kevin Stefanski was one where they're like, because the Browns may be out, and they're saying, Kevin Stefanski, it's more of the lack of talent that he has over there, which they say, hey, he's a good coach. He just doesn't have the personnel to be able to succeed in Cleveland, which, hey, it's Cleveland, it's the Browns. So you can kind of, I guess you can consider that, right? If he was to come back to Minnesota, what would he be able to do with an actual roster that has talent with the Justin Jeffersons of the world? I mean, we have that luxury in Minnesota of having some talented players on our roster, and we just need somebody who knows how to utilize those players. Right now, Kevin O'Connell doesn't because again, Justin Jefferson, 2 catches, 4 yards. I mean, that's coaching, man. I don't give a fuck. You because real quick too. Let's and one more name I was thinking about was uh um so Pete Carroll might get fired, which again, Raiders, old school. I'm going down the old school list really for the most part. I know Kevin Stefanski's more in the middle, I guess. But Pete Carroll and then Bill Belichick. I mean, shit, it would Bill Belichick come back to the NFL for because I bet you Minnesota would be a job that he probably would take. He's not going to come back for any job, but Bill Belichick. And then the one that I know a lot of people will hate is Coach Prime, though, which if he's interested in the NFL job.
Yeah.
So those are some names that I'm just gonna throw out there just for shits and giggles, just to kind of think about. But these are no names that I'm advocating for. Just some interesting coaching names that people can think about. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to because we want somebody again, when we name guys, we don't want the offensive coordinator for, the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers that's, coming up in the ranks, because that's just going to be another Kevin O'Connell experiment. We want somebody who's a veteran. He's gotten hired, gotten fired a couple times. He's been through the ringer, but he's learned his Mike McCartney too. Like that might also be another guy. I say that name. That might actually be a
Mike
name.
McCarthy?
Yeah, from that was
Okay.
Green Bay
Green Bay and then Dallas.
and Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they fired him on the bullshit. Well, actually, I don't think they fired him. They offered him an extension and he just denied it. He didn't want to continue, I believe. So, that's another name too. And I can actually see that happening. No Dable. I don't give a damn. People want to talk about Brian Dable. No, I don't want Brian Dable. We see what the hell he do with quarterbacks. That shit ain't he was not the reason Josh Allen balled out. That's just what it is, bro. That's obvious. All right. I ain't trying to hear that shit. But let's get this real quick, Randy, before you spit. Let's get this super chat because Carrot had this shit up for a minute. He said, seeing Brosmer, do you think JJ's performance is more on coach or the player? Would you swap KOC for Stefanski? Damn, speaking of Stefanski, or go B-Flow and Dayball? Great question.
I think those are both good options. Like Stefanski as a head coach, I wouldn't mind it because I,
Yeah.
I think he does do a good job as far as coaching, but I think the problem in Cleveland lies more with the GM Andrew Berry. But door number two, as Carrot points out, B Flow with Dayball as the offensive coordinator, it'd be something I consider for sure.
Yeah.
I don't. Mm, I
Yeah.
would probably go with Stefanski if I had to pick
Yeah.
over B Flow and Dayball.
Me too. And then on the mid, so we're alike on that. I agree with you on that. And then do you think after seeing Brosmer play yesterday, do you think it's JJ's performance or do you think it's coaching?
No, it's
I'm I,
coaching.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. My bad. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm gonna say coaching too. I'm gonna say coaching too, but I also believe that they're looking like rookies, to at the same time. It would be different if there was a veteran coming in and looking like that. But I will say that to sit back and think that Carson Wentz looked mild, and we knew how bad Carson Wentz looked, right? But he looked miles better than JJ McCarthy and Max Brosmer, though, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not saying a lot. That's the crazy thing, but it's just like it's just that veteran just having that experience, bro. Like, I mean, it just kind of it makes the difference. I don't, and like you mentioned, Kevin O'Connell just isn't aware. He always talks about the situational shit. How about you be situated? How about you understand the situation that you're in and you understand that you have a young quarterback and you have to, get him some layups, man. We've been screaming for that. What's wrong with throwing a couple screens? What's wrong with throwing a couple quick outs, quick slants? What is wrong with that? Why is that such an issue? I just don't get it, man. I don't get why he does that, man. He doesn't decide to do that, but again, that's why we're seeing what we're seeing, man. I don't know, man. I think it's a little mixture of both, but mainly coaching for sure.
Absolutely. It's coaching. Like the fact that and you can have your struggles as a first year starter, but to be one of the all-time actually in the last quarter century to be the second worst quarterback to start however many games,
Yeah.
to be that bad and then have Brosmer look damn near exactly as JJ McCarthy, it says that he can't develop a quarterback from the ground up. He has to bring in a quarterback that kind of been a journeyman that failed, maybe had got drafted high in the first round, but it didn't work out with their original team. Then they come over to the Vikings and then, oh, okay, you got talent. So I can just tell you, run this play and they'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different story from the current situation of the Vikings quarterback room right now. And I would say it's coaching. It's definitely coaching because that plus the spots that they put them in. Like that Brosmer play on 4th and 1 was the ultimate example of just no situational awareness. This
Yeah.
is my call. This is what I like to do. So I need you to be able to understand how to do this play instead of
Yeah.
looking at his college tape and saying, okay, this is what he does well. How can I work my offense around that? Same thing with JJ McCarthy. It's
Yep.
coaching. He's a shitty coach. And
Yeah.
that's just another example of why.
Yeah, like on that fourth down, and somebody said no, he didn't look miles better. I mean, I ain't gonna say, yeah, maybe I misworded that. I mean, obviously Carson Wentz was asked too, but when you compare Carson Wentz to what the fuck we saw with Max Brosmer and JJ McCarthy for the most part, I mean, let's be honest here, bro. Like, I mean, again, none of it's good. But I'm just saying, Carson Wentz looked a little more comfortable, even though he was ass. I mean, he was the best at sucking. You feel me? Let's just call it for what the fuck it is. You feel me? But man, like thinking about that play with Max Brosmer, man, it's like it's hard to be mad at him, man. Like
No.
it's
Yeah.
hard to be mad at Max Brosmer, bro. He's an undrafted free agent for a reason. There was a ton of us fans that were super excited because, and I knew it was because of the Minnesota. He played for the Golden Gophers, a cool story. They thought, and I gotta be honest, like his mechanics, watching him leading up into the game, I gotta say, they looked better than JJ McCarthy's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, he has a quick release. He seems like he does make quick decisions. And Kevin O'Connell had the damn nerve to go up on his post-game press conference and blame that shit on Max Brosmer and say, and take some shit off of tried to take shit off of him and put it on his players once again and say that, oh, well, Max Brosmer was just processing too fast. And I think it was him just trying to look around. It's like, dog, come on, man. That 4th and 1 play, just like Realistic Randy stated, it sums it all up right there. You have 4th and 1. First of all, you run a play action where your young quarterback has to turn his back to the defense and then turn around and process the play. All right? Play action is one of the hardest things to do in the NFL for a quarterback because your back is turned and you don't really know what the fuck's going on behind you until you turn around. That is something you have to be good at. That's why only certain quarterbacks are good at play action. A lot of quarterbacks suck at it when you look at the statistics. And for you to make him do that on a 4th and 1 when the defense probably thought you were going to run the ball. So guess what? They blitzed, they came in. So by the time he turned around, that's why he had 3 people already in his grill. You should have ran the damn ball. KOC is a fucking nutcase. When I seen that play, man, I instantly went on X and said, man, this dude needs to be fired. And I thought about you, Randy. I ain't gonna cap.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Because now I feel like there's another level as far as the incompetence of the head coach is because 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, as a defense, if you've been watching film on the Vikings, you know good and well 9 times out of 10, they're not going to run the football. They're going to do some stupid ass passing type of shit ass play. They're going to do it 90% of the time. They're not going to run the ball. So if I'm the defense on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, going up against the Vikings, you know what I do? I have everybody show blitz, like show that we're about to sell out on the run. On Madden, the engage 8 play, right? Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. And as soon as the ball snaps, whoop, half the players drop back. We get the 2 linebackers out in the flat, and then we get a safety that drops back just a little bit in the center of the field. And guess what? Whatever it is that they were planning on doing, we're going to catch them off guard. You're not. And you didn't. Every team across the league knows that's the Vikings' tendencies. That's why their 3rd down conversion rate is ass. It's brutal because you don't just run the fucking football. What is so hard about that?
Bro, I have no, that has been the question of the season. That is going to be the question of the off season is what is wrong, Kevin, with running the damn football? And, Randy, people are talking about Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, who's going to be probably the number 1 running back in this draft and saying we should take a chance on him. Why? Why? Why the hell would you want to go and get a run? Now, I'm saying why, barring that Kevin O'Connell is going to be the head coach of this football team in 2026, which we all can pretty much say he is going to be. All right. Why would you want to spend a 1st-round pick on a running back? He ain't going to use him. He's not going to use him. Like, he is going to be a wasted talent. And wait, is he a game changer? Yes. You can go watch him. He's a beast. He's going to make a hell of a running back for somebody else that actually wants to use the running back. There's no reason for us to go running back, and it's sad because I wish we did have a running back. I mean, I miss I always say this every time, Randy, even when we're live. I always got to go back how I miss having an explosive running back. I'm watching Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm watching Bijan Robinsons, and I'm like, we need that, man. Like, that's something that's a need, in my opinion. I love that type of football. And as a fan, I want my team to have that guy. But like with this coach, yeah, right. He takes all my joy away from even wanting to think about having a running back like that because he ain't going to use him. And it makes all the sense now why he let fucking Dalvin Cook walk out the door. That son of a bitch. Yeah, man. Shout out Sal Dog in the building, man. Shout out. And somebody said Jason Garrett, which, I mean.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't.
He's a veteran.
He's been around the league for a while. He tends to know what he's doing. Coming from Dallas, that's a spot where it's very hard to be successful at. But I'm telling you, man, there's not many names out there that you can say to make me say absolutely not. I would rather stick with KOC. So Jason Garrett, sure, put him on the list.
Put him on the list. We're gonna make a long list. This off season, it's all about the list, right? And we want it to be kind of realistic and somebody who we actually believe can make a change with this damn football team. Somebody, and to be honest with you, if we want to, I think how a lot of us fans are feeling, right? Like the consensus of us. The truth of the matter is, it's weird. We wanted to get obviously the Mike Zimmer era, it was over when it was supposed to be. And I know you were big on we should have been got rid of. You were kind of doing what you're doing now early on, get Mike Zimmer, fuck, he ain't never gonna win a shit, right?
Right.
But it's funny to think now we look at how the team is built, and it's almost like, damn, Mike Zimmer being the coach, last year and this year, I almost feel like we would have been better because he actually would have utilized the fucking running back.
I will say that in the 2 playoff appearances that KOC has had, Mike Zimmer would have won at least a playoff game between those 2.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah, he would
But
have.
that's it. No, I'm not going back and be like, "Oh, let's
Let's bring back Mike Zimmer.
Like,
No, fuck that. No, I'm not with that either. No, hell no. I mean, he's definitely not getting added to our list of coaches
No.
going into whenever we do start shopping around. But I mean, it's just something to think about though. When you're talking about Mike Zimmer's style, it just seems like fans now, the consensus of us are all leaning towards that type of coaching now. Because we're looking at KOC and all he does is pass. He's so pass happy. And not just, it's one thing to be pass happy. It's another thing to do, like, because if you're pass happy and you're with this bullshit, he's extension to the run. Like I keep bringing that up because that shit irritates me when he says that. I can't stand when he fucking says that. Like he thinks that a swing pass is him running the football. And it's like, no, dog, that is not running the football. You stop trying to sell us on this bullshit. That is still throwing the football. And quite frankly, a lot of times when we see the shit happen, it's an incomplete, it's fucking loss of 1, loss of 2. So you keep calling that a damn extension to the run game, but it's not. You either running the ball or you're not. I mean, there's no way. I don't understand why he's trying to make this shit, sound all educational and think that motherfuckers don't know what's going on and what we're seeing. We see what's going on. You're not running the ball. And it's costing us the team. I mean, the season's fucking over. We're eliminated now. So, Vikings fans, I'm just going to say this. Be numb to it because we're done now. This season is a fucking wash. It's a wrap.
I need something to happen. Like my preference, obviously, fire them today. Fire them yesterday. Fire everybody now. So that way, this new regime that you hire, they have plenty of time before the off season and the draft and whatever to get their shit together. Unlike the excuse of when Kwesi came in and then they hired KOC. Well, that draft with Lewisine, the trade down 12 to 32, draft Lewisine. Well, the scouting department, they didn't have enough time. They didn't have enough time to really put everything together. You can get ahead of it right now. Fire all of these clowns today and get ahead of the preparation that you're going to need this offseason. But unfortunately, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to take this ish into next year and hope that thing changes in 2026. That circle of insanity will continue to spin. Round and round we go.
And I was pushing when we got KOC. I was like, you know what? I think bro's going to be innovative. Like, I trust in his process, being able to, notice that if things aren't working, going back to the drawing board and studying that week and saying, hey, we need to change this and that. And that couldn't be no further from the fucking truth, bro. Like, I mean, this dude is, I've been saying this the past couple of weeks, Randy, where I'm like, he comes up with his game plan on Wednesday. And even when the game starts and everything is going against his game plan and how he predicted the game to go, but he still yet will follow his script regardless. It doesn't matter, right? And we saw and we've seen it the past month for sure, but I'm sure we can go back and probably look at it last year and shit too. But like what really irritates me is when I go look at the stats and I look at the running backs, even yesterday's game, right? You got Jordan Mason getting 6 point something yards a carry off of 6 carries, but still yet the man was averaging 6.8 or something yards a carry, right? And yet you only give him the ball 6 fucking times. 6 times. Like, I just don't get how you look at that and you ignore it. And especially, and if you have a UDFA playing quarterback who's this is his first NFL fucking game, like real regular season game, and your running backs running like that, and yet you still refuse to run the football, bro, you're never going to change. You're never going to change. So that hope that I had that Kevin O'Connell would go to the drawing board and be innovative and, make adjustments, I can kiss that shit goodbye. And that's quite frankly, that's why I'm done with him, bro. Like I can't support it anymore. I can't stand behind it. I can't go back and forth with the community, with the ones who want to fire him and say, nah, just relax. I feel different. I think he's good. We've won a lot of football games. You just can't use that anymore. You can't protect this dude anymore. He has to fucking go, man. Like, it is what it is, bro. This man has to go. Shout out to Evil with the 2, man. He said, hi, Randy and Rap. Quasi and KOC should go below. Hey, and Two Evil's been pissed off lately, man. I mean, his super chats have been hitting a little different. I ain't gonna lie. My boy in a dark spot when he talk about the Minnesota Vikings. That's a real Vikings fan. He really be pissed
Yes,
off.
he
You know
is.
what I'm saying? For real, man. Shout out to Evil, man. Let's talk real quick, Randy. Let's talk about JJ McCarthy and what's your expectations for the next, 5 games left?
I'm telling you, man, I expect more of the same. He's going to have to transform himself into a veteran type of quarterback because as the theme, and I hate for this to be a recurring thing that we always bring back into the fold, but the way that KOC calls plays, it's not going to change. So JJ McCarthy, I really like the way that they used him at Michigan, where you put an emphasis on the run game with Blake Corum, and then JJ McCarthy, it will make things easier for the quarterback to then make plays after that. The run game sets up the passing game in that situation. And at first, I was just thinking maybe that's just, coming from a Jim Harbaugh system. But actually, not only that, but maybe that's actually what's best for JJ McCarthy. So as far as what I'm expecting, knowing that KOC ain't gonna do shit, he's a fraud, he's a coward. And the fact that I don't know where this offensive guru thing came from. He
Yeah.
never called plays with the Rams. So like where does anyway, that's beside the point. As
Yeah.
long as he's calling plays, JJ McCarthy is going to have to transform himself into like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Like that only a Joe Burrow or Josh Allen type of quarterback can execute the KOC offense, or to a lesser degree, obviously Sam Darnold. But then with Sam Darnold, even if you get into playoffs, you're not going to be competitive because of shock value and you just get scared and catch a tight butt. But in order to be successful and the way that they have propped themselves up ever since they got hired, both KOC and Kwesi Mensah in 2022, we want to bring a championship to Minnesota. The only way you're going to be able to do that with JJ McCarthy is he's going to have to amplify his game. And even playing at this level right now, he's
Yeah.
struggling. So he's going to have to work behind the scenes with a real quarterback guru, a real offensive guru on the side, and then show up at Vikings camp next year and be like, hey, look what I can do.
Yeah. What was our quarterback coach's name, or the pass game coordinator that went to Jacksonville? As I was naming coaching names, now obviously this is going against what we talked about when we talk about head coaches, but maybe even somebody that is an offensive coordinator type of mind. Yeah, there you go. Udinsky. Yeah, that dude right there. Because I think he had a lot to do. People were when he did walk out the building and went to Jacksonville, a lot of people gave him credit for why we saw what we saw with Sam Darnold. Like, because sometimes it's the guys that are behind the scenes, like Udinsky, that are the ones that really play a huge part. Now obviously, who was it? Trevor Lawrence, still looking like Trevor Lawrence, but which that's a whole disaster in itself right there. But you think about it, Trevor Lawrence is the type of quarterback that probably would do good in Kevin O'Connell's system with the long drive because he's been in the league long enough now, and now I can see him being able to rejuvenate his career, come into a Kevin O'Connell type offense. But when it comes to JJ McCarthy, what I expect is I just want to see some type of growth, man. We've been seeing nothing but regression. Like nothing but, man. I mean, like ever since I'm even gonna say, I mean, the Lions game was good. Obviously that was his best game of the season, but that shit wasn't even all that when you think about it, when you look at it statistically. I mean, it's just, bro, like there hasn't been much to hold on to when it comes to JJ McCarthy's development. And to think that we can see 5 more games, I don't think there's anything he can do that's going to have us confident going into 2026 of him being QB1, saying, hey, we can make a Super Bowl run. We can be an NFC championship team. I just don't see it, man. Like I feel like it's too far gone already. We're about to enter week 14. Week 14, and look at the evidence we have. How can you confidently say that this team is going to be built to win next year with JJ McCarthy at QB1? The only thing that will change that is if the unthinkable happens, right? The next 5 games, out of nowhere, JJ McCarthy goes out there and just, I mean, tears the league up for 5 weeks. But does that seem like it's going to happen? No.
No.
I just
No.
that just doesn't seem realistic. It just really doesn't, man. So I honestly, Randy, man, I'm just gonna again, I'm numb to it. I'm just gonna sit back. We're gonna watch this shit, whether it goes to shit. We're already rock bottom. That's what the title is, the thumbnail. I mean, we pretty much can't. We thought we couldn't go any further down until we saw Max Brosmer play. But I think we're finally at rock bottom now, though. Like, there's no way we can get worse than what the fuck we seen yesterday, right?
Every time we say that, then we see more, and we're like, oh, they did find a way to make it worse. But this organization, the way I'm looking at it right now, they've set themselves on fire, and it's up to the Wolf brothers to put the flames out. Otherwise, I have no reason to believe that we're going to see any sort of improvement, even going into next year with JJ McCarthy, not because of him, but because of the head coach not knowing how to develop quarterbacks from the ground up, also not knowing how to adjust his offense based off of his quarterback's skill set. I have no reason to believe anything is going to change until these bum asses get fired. I'd like to see as much as critical as I have been on JJ McCarthy. I would like to see him under new leadership. Someone that actually knows how to coach. I tell you what, Caleb Williams and Jared Goff, they're not the same quarterback, are they? Nowhere near the same. But guess what? You know who understands how to coach both of those quarterbacks if need be? Ben Johnson. That's a fucking coach right there. I would like just to see JJ McCarthy coached by somebody that is competent and understands that you can't coach just your system.
Yeah.
You coach your system, but also adjust it as much as need be based on especially the quarterback position. And KOC has proven he's a dumbass. He'll 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, he'll call some Mary Poppins play and say, well, clearly it's the quarterback's fault. Max Brosmer, first ever start, should have executed the play action on 4th and 1. It's not my fault. It's his fault. He's a clown. And unfortunately, it's sabotaging the entire team. I have no expectations for him. It's not completely JJ McCarthy's fault, but I put the majority of the blame on this head coach. This is your player.
Yeah.
Get the best out of him. And he can't.
That's a fact, man. Shout out my skull, bro, because because I seen somebody talking about how the Patriots look good, and I want to use that as a reference to us, and it shows you what 1 year can do, right? Going from and the Bears can show you what 1 year can do too, just based off of changing one thing, the coach, changing one thing, pretty much, Brad, the coach, and they both have young quarterbacks that came in the same draft. So it makes sense for us, right? We're seeing what you got. You got Vrabel over there that has Drake May looking like a fucking MVP. This man literally might win MVP. Like now, it's a real deal conversation. It's not just, hey, he could win MVP. Like he's like front runner. You know what I mean? On his second year, sophomore year in the NFL. That's kind of unheard of when you think about it. Like, dude is really the real deal, man. So, and my skull bro, man, he was big on Drake May. He wanted Drake May more than any other quarterback. He was hoping that we got him. But you think about Drake May, right? I wonder what Drake May would look like though with KOC.
JJ
Like KOC would have fucked him. Yeah, I mean, for real, he would have. I honestly believe that we're to that point now where KOC would have had Drake May looking like the worst damn quarterback in the NFL, even though he can play like he's the best. What we're seeing right now with Drake May. Same thing with your boy, man, Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb Williams doesn't look like the best quarterback in the NFL, but he's a 15. 15, 12. People can put him up at 12, maybe. He's up there though. He's better than average. So, like, bro, we got the damn worst. 32. 32, man.
Organizations will fail a young quarterback before a young quarterback fail an organization. Truer words have not been spoken, and ironically enough, it came from KOC.
KOC.
He is fucking everything up.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm sticking with. He said it out of his own mouth. How you gonna say that shit and then not look at yourself?
I'm telling you.
Like,
as your fucking young quarterback career up, because you pretty much ended Max Brosmer's career in 60 minutes.
Mentally, he's done.
It took you 60 minutes to ruin that kid's career, bruh. That kid will never be the same. Never. It's nasty work, man. Shout out Sal Dog. He said, if it wasn't for Randy's watch parties, I would have been stopped watching these clowns. Let's go, man. Shout out Realistic Randy, man. Hey,
Sal Dog, I appreciate you.
Let's go. And the truth is, regardless of what the seasons look like as we wrap the show up, regardless of what we look like, and I know we're playing bad football, everybody, and I know this team's fucking irritating, bro. Trust me. And me and Randy get on here and we do content. He's still going to continue to do his watch parties. I'm doing the pep rallies. We're doing Purple Parlor over here. I mean, we got to continue to have these conversations to get us through these times, bro, with this football team. Because honestly, I can't just sit and lay in bed to myself and talk. And I'm so thankful for our community being able to vent and have these conversations, man, because this shit helps us get through these tough times. Because again, I'm diehard. I know you're diehard. I know everybody in the chat's diehard. And this team, I sit here and I say I'm numb, and we say I don't care, and it doesn't bother me. Fuck this team, boom, boom. But in all reality, the reason why we're all here tonight is because we really do care. Like we really do want this team to be good. We want this team to make the right decisions. We want a Super Bowl. We want to root for our dudes out there, man, balling on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays. Unfortunately, this team, this front office right now isn't allowing that to happen. They're not. All right. And moving forward with this same front office, I think we're going to get the same results. And I'm with Randy 100%. Yep. He's been advocating, man, we need to just get with clean the crib. All right. You got some people who don't believe we should, and we should still do the competitive. And that's another thing. I'm not trying to hear that bullshit into off season with Kwesi, because Kwesi's going to say it. He's going to say it, Randy. Oh, he's going to say it. First press conference after the season's over. It's coming.
They say a lot of words, and he can say that phrase as long as he wants to. But the fact is, yeah, you're rebuilding, but you're not competitive at all. You're one of the worst teams in the league because of decision makers like you and KOC.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. Shout out Ed Waldo with the Canadian dollars, man. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, man. Let me give you a Ricky, man. You know what I'm saying? He He said 99 problems. B Flow ain't one. Sell that shirt. Hey, no, bro, you ain't lying. That's a shirt right there, man. Shout out El Waldo with that, man, for sure, man. Man, Randy, you want to leave them with anything else before we get up out of here, man? We going on an hour, man.
Yeah, this is just the piggyback off of what you were just saying. This shit's therapy for me, man.
Yeah.
Because like the organization and how clumsy they are and the mistakes they make and this frustration that we can seemingly never escape, like it makes things a lot easier when we're all like commiserating. I know
Yep.
misery loves company, but
Yep.
we're all rooting for the same thing.
Yep.
And like the watch parties, this content,
Yep.
everything that we do, it's like, all right, man, shit sucks. Let's talk about it. And then it's almost like a sigh of relief. As much as yesterday's game pissed me off and how I went off on that tangent on KOC, because I've been holding that in for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. Everything I've been saying up to that point, it was like rated G, whatever. Yesterday, I couldn't take it anymore. But regardless, like this is therapy. This is a community with all of us Vikings content creators. And I'm very thankful for each and every one of you that is willing to take time out of your day to give us a shot to take up some of that time.
Yeah, to talk about what needs to be talked about. None of that fucking fluff shit that you be hearing, and this is no shot to other Vikings content creators. I'm just talking about national media and all that shit. Like they're not allowed to say the things we can say in the chat, and you actually get noticed over here too, man. You know what I mean? We bring it to center stage and let y'all voices be heard. Y'all know the slogan for my channel is get vocal. You know what I'm saying? And that's my main mission statement is for all Vikings fans. We need to be vocal, especially during times like this, when we want the head coach to be fired, when we want the GM to be fired. If we're really believing that, it's on us to be vocal as fans and let the owners see that. Like, yo, the fan base, boy, they get involved. They posting here, they talking, podcasting, all that shit, talking about the same thing. Eventually, we'll get what we're asking for, man. I think we have a somewhat of an influence. Not saying us specifically, like me and Randy and you guys in the chat. I'm just thinking the fan base as a whole, when enough people rally and we get vocal about things, oh, it happens, man. That's one thing I will say about the Minnesota Vikings, man. They pay attention.
I saw that firsthand with the Dallas Mavericks after trading Luka Doncic. Man, the fans out in Dallas, they were booing like at home games on Nico Harrison. I truly believe it's the fans that made it so uncomfortable for Nico Harrison that ultimately got him fired.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's what it's going to take to get these guys gone, but put the pressure on them. Make them understand that you can't sweet talk your way through all the bullshit that you do.
Yep, exactly. Man, we appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, man, I know sometimes you can forget. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out so people can get the replay, man. And we will see y'all next Monday. Hopefully, we're celebrating somewhat. I mean, obviously, we don't have nothing to ultimately celebrate for, but man, let's just get a W, man. It'd be good to talk about JJ McCarthy looking like he made some progress or something, man. Just give us some type of purple lining, man. We'll holla at y'all next time. Peace out.